Hello everyone, welcome back to our session, and today we are going to discuss a concept which is of class 3 NCRT, and this is from the chapter Fun with Numbers, and we are going to discuss about ascending and descending order first. So let's begin this ascending and descending order. Let's see what is ascending and descending order. So ascending and descending order. If we talk about ascending order, when we write numbers in an order from smallest to biggest, it is called ascending order. So like जब आप numbers को arrange करते हो जिसमें सबसे छोटा नंबर सबसे फर्स्ट प्लेस पे लिखा जाता है एंड देयर आफ्टर यू हैव ऑल द नंबर्स गोइंग from smallest to biggest, that's called ascending order. So we have an example over here. You can see this stairs. We have first 313, which is the smallest one. Then we have 327, then 345, 368 and 377. So they are going in an increasing order, in an ascending order. Now ascending order में जो सबसे फर्स्ट नंबर होता है दैट इज़ द स्मॉलेस्ट नंबर, और जो सबसे लास्ट नंबर होता है दैट इज़ द बिगेस्ट नंबर. सो हियर द स्मॉलेस्ट नंबर इज़ 313 एंड द लार्जेस्ट और द बिगेस्ट नंबर इज़ 377. So this is what is ascending order. We will also discuss how to arrange, how to compare numbers and arrange them in ascending order. But let's just first understand the meaning of both ascending and descending order. Let's move on to descending order. Now if we talk about descending order, we have when we write numbers in an order from biggest to smallest, it is called descending order. So if we are arranging numbers from biggest to smallest, just the opposite of ascending order, we call it descending order. So over here you can see that these numbers are arranged in descending order. So the highest, the first number is the highest number, 523. It's written first. Then we have 516, 503, 498, 469, 426. So all the numbers are arranged in descending order, that is from the biggest being at the first place, and then thereafter we have smaller numbers coming after the biggest number, right? Now in this case when we talk about descending order, यहाँ पर जो हमारा biggest number होता है that is the first number and that is 523 in this case, और जो smallest number है वो सबसे end में होगा. And the smallest number is like just in the end, that is 426. So this is how we arrange that in descending order. Now we have learned about the basic concept of ascending and descending order. Now before moving ahead to try arranging numbers in ascending order, let's see how we do that. Let's try learning how we arrange numbers in ascending and descending order. So like if you have numbers, like let's say you have numbers 45, 23, 71. Now I'm taking simple 2-digit numbers to make it easier for you to understand. 56 and 25. मैंने ये 5 numbers ले लिए जो कि 2-digit numbers हैं. Okay, now we have to try arranging them in ascending order. Now if we try arranging them in ascending order, how do we do that? we would think which number is the smallest. We would first have to think which number is the smallest, and we would accordingly arrange that. So let's see. So over here we have to see which number is the smallest: 43, 20, 45, 23, 71, 56 and 25. Now if we try comparing the first digits of every number, oh, if we try comparing the first digits of every number, so we have 4, 2, 7, we have 5 and 2. The first digits of every number are 4, 2, 7, 5 and 2. Now can you see 2 and 2 are repeated, but that they would come in the end. So sorry, they would come in the beginning because 2 is the smallest, right? 4, 2, 7, 5 and 6, इन पाँचों में 2 जो है वो सबसे smallest है, it's वो सबसे छोटा है. So we have to first compare 23 and 25. Now what do you think, 23 और 25 में कौन सा नंबर बड़ा है? Is it 23 or is it 25? So we know it's 25. 25 is bigger than 23. So what we would do? We would now try writing the ascending order. So we know that now 23 जो है वो सबसे छोटा नंबर है, because वो और नंबर से तो छोटा है ही है, but वो 25 से भी छोटा है. So 23 would be the smallest one. Then we can write 25, which is the next one. Now after the 23 and 25, we have 45, 71 and 56. Now 45 का first number है, sorry, digit है 4, 71 का first digit है 7 and 56 का first digit है 5. So what we would do? We would compare 4, 7 and 5. Now 4, 7 or 5 में we know that 4 is the smallest. So the next smallest number would be 4. Sorry, that is 45. Now after 45 we know that 5, that is 56, is the smallest. So the next would be 56 and at last we would have 71. So this is the ascending order of these numbers. Ascending order means from smallest to biggest. We have them in ascending order. Now we would try the same thing with three digit numbers this time. So I can write 546, 789, 102, 458, 567. Now we have to arrange them in descending order this time. Descending order. Now if we talk about descending order में क्या होता है? From biggest to smallest. So हम लोगों को ये numbers को सबसे बड़े से सबसे छोटे में arrange करना है. Okay? So let me use a different pen color so that you don't get confused. Yes. Now again what we would do, we would compare the first digit of every number: 5, 7, 1, 4 and 5. Now 5, 7, 1, 4 and 5, इन सब में से सबसे बड़ा डिजिट कौन सा है? What digit is it? It's 7. 7 is the biggest digit, so we would write 789 as the biggest number. Now after 789 we can see we have 5, 1, 4 and 5. Now 5, can you see 5 is coming 2 times? One over here and the other over here. So we have to compare 546 and 567. We have to compare these two, 546 and 567, and we have to decide which number is more, which number is bigger. Is it 546 or is it 567? So if we look at both the numbers carefully, we notice that 567 is bigger, 567 is more. So the next number that we would get is 567. 567 जो है वो bigger है. So उसको पहले लिखेंगे, then we would write 546 after that. Now two more numbers left, 458 and 102. Now what do you think? Which number is bigger, 458 or 152? 458 has 4 hundreds while 102 has just 1 hundreds. So definitely 458 is more. So we would write 458 and at last we would write 102. So this is how we arrange numbers in descending order. So we have learned about the basic concept of ascending and descending order. Now let's get back to that some practice questions that we had. Okay, now here we have to arrange these numbers in ascending or descending order. Let me copy this to the other slide so that we can easily try some practice questions. Okay, now let's try arranging them in ascending order first. So we would begin with the first number, the first question, 87, 23, 16, 91 and 28. So the first ascending order of this thing would be, we would start from the smallest number. So the smallest number is 16, then the next one is 23, then the next we have it is 28. After 28 we have 87, and at last we have 91. So these so we have these numbers arranged in ascending order. Now in the same way, let's try the opposite ways, descending order for the same. So we would start 91, 23, 91, 87, 28, 23 and 16. So we have just done the opposite of what we did in ascending order. Here we had arranged from smallest to largest, and here we arranged from largest to smallest, just the opposite. Now let's try 3-digit numbers. So we would start with the smallest number coming first. So the smallest number would be, can you see we have 1, 3, 5 and 1. There are two numbers that have hundreds. Now we have to decide which one is smaller, 123 or 105. So definitely 105 is the smallest, because it is having 100, then after that 0, and after that 5. 105 is the smallest, then the next one is 123, then we have 369, and at last we have 523. So here we have numbers arranged in ascending order. Now let's try descending order. Now in case of descending order, we do just the opposite of what we did in ascending order. So we would write 523, 369, 123, 105. So this is how we arrange numbers in descending order. Now let's try another question. We have to try arranging this in ascending and descending order. So we would begin with the smallest number coming first. The smallest number would be 806. Can you see all the four numbers are beginning with 8? Now it is really hard to decide which number is the smallest, which number is the biggest. So what we would do, let's see. We would first see that 8 is the same, so leave the 8. We would look at the next digit. Can you see it's 5, 6, 1 and 0. Now this is how we arrange. We look at the next digits and then arrange the numbers accordingly. Now if we look at the next digits, 806, 0 is the smallest, so I have written 806 for that. That would be the smallest number. After 0 we have 1, which is 812. After that we have 5, which is 856, and at last we have 6, which is 865. Now if we try arranging that to descending order, it would be the opposite. 865, 856, 812, 806. Okay, now let's try the last question. Now here can you see we have numbers, we have 4 numbers, and 2 of them are starting from 2, 2 of them are starting from 5 and 9. So what we would do? We would start from the smallest number, and here can you see 2 of them are starting from 2. So we have to check which one is more smaller. Is it 259 or 269? So we would look at the next digits, that is 5 in this case, and in this case it's 6. So definitely 259 is the smallest. So 259. Then we have 269. Then 592 and 952. Now I would do just the opposite. 952, 592, 269, and 259. Done. Okay, now this was the practice question that we tried on ascending and descending order. Now let's move on. Let's see what we have further. Okay, so the basic concept we have learnt about ascending and descending order. Now let's try learning about the smallest and the biggest numbers. Let's see what is the smallest number and what is the biggest number. So here we have two numbers that we have to compare. One number is 689 and the other number is 896. Now we have to compare these numbers. Write numbers in respective columns according to their place values and compare hundreds first. So let's see if we try writing these numbers. If we try writing these numbers over here, now first number is 680, 689. Now the next number is 800, 896, 896. This is the second number. Okay, now if we try comparing these numbers, 689, 896. So how do we compare them? We look at the hundreds place, right? We look at the hundreds place and we compare which number is bigger, which number is smaller. So here we can see we have 600s, here we have 800s. This makes it very clear that 600 is less than 800, which means 896 is bigger than 689. This is how we compare numbers using a place value chart. So let's move on and try a bit more comparing. So let's try comparing these numbers using the correct symbol. Now the first number is 632 and 362. 632 is bigger because 6 is bigger than 3. Now 238, 328. 328 is bigger because 3 is bigger than 2. 921, 291, 200, 900, 921 is bigger because the 9 is bigger than 2. 598, 589. 589 is smaller and 598 is bigger. So 598 is bigger. 810 is bigger because it is more than 801. 150 is bigger. 150 is bigger because it's more than 105. So this is how we arrange the numbers and this is how we compare them. Okay, now we are done with comparing numbers, we are done with ascending and or descending order. Here we have a few more questions, you can take hints from here. Now let's see what we have in your book. Now let's try matching these numbers by reading the sentence. I come between 40 and 50 and there is 5 in my name, so that's 45. I have 9 in my name and I am very close to 90. So it has 9 in its name and it's very close to 90. So this number can be 89. Then if you hit a 4 after me, you score a century. So if you add another 4, you will score a century. That's 96 because century means 100. So if you add another 4 to 96, it would be 100. Then I am equal to 10 notes of 10. Since if we have 10 notes of 10, 10 times 10 is 100, so this is 100. Then I am century plus half century. So you have a full century plus a half century, which means a full century is 100, half century is 50. So that would together make 150. Now I am exactly in between 77 and 97. Now exactly in between means uh, it should be it should be at equal distance from 77 and 97. So that's 87. Okay, now let's try this over here. Lazy also has a crazy way of taking money. He takes only 100 rupee notes, 10 rupee notes and 1 rupee coins. Now find out how they will pay him for what they have taken. So here he would take only 100 rupees, 10 rupees and 1 rupee coins. So what the first one 420 we have to pay. So we would have to pay 400 rupee notes plus we can pay two 10 rupee notes. So 400 rupee plus two 10 rupee notes will make 420. Now the next one we can pay 100 rupee note plus four 10 rupee notes plus three 1 rupee notes. Sorry, 1 rupee coins. Three 1 rupee coins. Now the next one is 242. So we can write 200 rupee notes plus four 10 rupee notes four 10 rupee notes plus two 1 rupee coins. Plus two 1 rupee coins. At last we have 55. So 5 10 rupee notes plus 5 1 rupee notes. 1 rupee coins. Okay, so this was. Now let's move on and now match how many are these. Now we have to count the money or the images and write. Now first one we have 200 rupee notes and four 10 rupee notes, so that would be 240 rupees. The next one we have 300 bundles, one 10 bundles and the other one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So that's 319. Now the next one we have 200 blocks and 110 block and two ones block. So we can write 200 and 12. 212. The next one we have beads made of, we have this mala, what do we call it? This is made of 100 beads. Now this one is made of 10 beads, and we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 138. And the very last part, we have 300 rupee notes and two 10 rupee notes. So 320. Now who am I? There is no biggest number. Take any you can find, add me to get the next one to count. Keep me in mind. So here they are telling us to that there is no biggest number. As we move on, as we keep going, we would keep counting and counting and counting, and there's no end to numbers. So there's no biggest number that we can say we have. So if we keep on adding, if we keep on adding one every time to any number, that would keep on going. We would never come to an end with the numbers, with the counting of numbers. Now this you can try making on your own. We just have to make these cards according to the numbers that we have over here. If we have if we have hundreds, we can use the circle. If we have tens, we can use squares, and if we have ones, we can use these rectangular cards to draw or make, and we can show our numbers using these cards over here. So you can try this activity at home of making numbers using the cards. Now let me show you a few more things like this granule. You can view this granule on Justtutors, and along with that you can view many more things. So what you have to do, you have to just type Justtutors. You can view our worksheets, test your knowledge. You can try your quiz questions from whichever board you belong to, and you can check your free study material. You have over here where you can view our granules, are the granules that from where we teach. You can view all those things over here, selecting your curriculum, whatever curriculum you use, and you can view our worksheets as well, and this would be all very helpful for you. You can try the quiz questions, free quiz questions, and you can practice from all these things on our website Justtutors. So please don't forget to try these questions, and if you have any queries, you can reach out to me. And you can, if you like this session, you can like, subscribe, share, and share with your friends. And let's meet tomorrow with a science session. So now it's time